Okay, good morning everybody. My name is Maya and I chose a TED Talk, How to Escape Education's Death Valley by Ken Robinson. So in summary, to start off, he started with the dropout rate from 60 to 80% and how the irony of No Child Left Behind is kind of, doesn't seem very apparent with these big numbers of children dropping out. So he also talks about students being diverse and how schools always want their students to be diverse and want their society to be diverse, but schools aren't really about that, and they're more about conforming students to the way that their form of learning. So he also went off of the point of children thrive off of a broad curriculum, and he even said this: kids prosper best with a broad curriculum that celebrates their various talents and not just a small range of them. Also, children are natural leaders. Students are natural learners. You just need to spark the flame inside them, and they're naturally curious and always want to learn more. And you can see that as young children that are always, exploring dirt and sand and stuff like that. But they always want to learn more. But as you get older, schools are kind of fizzling that out of them. So really, you just need to find something that interests them, and they will learn first. The point of education is to learn, and his big point was if you're teaching them but they're not learning, are they really learning? So, some credibility of Ken Robinson. He is a professor of arts education at the University of Warwick in the UK for 12 years. So he has a lot of background and credibility in his area of education. He led national and international projects on creative and cultural education in multiple countries such as the UK, Asia, Europe, and the US. He is one of the most viewed TED Talk speakers in the entire branch of that, with an estimated 350 million people, with his most viewed TED Talk as Do Schools Kill Creativity? He is now retired and living in LA with his wife, Therese, but he still continues to write books and novels. So I chose my lens as a cultural and social standpoint, and I put a few of the people impacted by his views on this TED Talk. And I put the students because they are the ones being affected by this the most. They're the ones being brought up. They're the ones learning everything. So if you're not being taught correctly and you're not intaking any of it, the students are the ones being led into the future. The teachers, because they're the ones teaching and impacting these students, so the way that they're also brought up as students will affect or impact them when they become teachers in the way that they want to impact the next generation. The administrators, on how they bring in the teachers and from their different backgrounds, and how they view children and the importance of teaching and upbringing the next generation, and the school boards on how they on what they decide to teach their children and students within their schools and school districts. So this is the video that the little clip. Why isn't it working?
Do you have the volume plugged in?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Actually fulfilling it. You're going to say, there's Deborah, she's in room 34, she's teaching. But if nobody's learning anything, she may be engaged in the task of teaching, but not actually fulfilling it. The role of a teacher is to facilitate learning, that's it. And part of the problem is, I think, that the culture of, the dominant culture of education has come to focus on not teaching and learning, but testing. Now, testing is important. Standardized tests have a place. But they should not be the dominant culture of education. They should be diagnostic. They should help.
So to wrap all of this up, I just want to question the school board and everything on how we view our students and if testing is really the way to go on how to evaluate their skills.